The Texas Longhorns are only 2 wins away from the program's 5th national championship. The ATX is buzzing all about the program's first trip to the CFP, and it all begins on New Year's Day in the Sugar Bowl down in NOLA. So if you're not going to NOLA and you don't want to watch the game at home, I highly recommend you visit Shoal Creek Saloon. The beverages are very cold and the food is so delicious. You can't go wrong with Louisiana Delights, especially during the Sugar Bowl. Shoal Creek Saloon, your unofficial home to watch the game away from the stadium, and it's an ideal partner of Stories Inside the Man Cave podcast. And I can't wait for crawfish season because we will be posting up at Shoal Creek Saloon. Hey, the Texas State Bobcats, it's been well over a decade to reach the point that they made on a Tuesday night, but Texas State, the Bobcats, in their first ever bowl game, they pick up the win. Let's talk about it.
Just in time. Finley going to throw it back. Has his offensive lineman. Nash Jones, touchdown!
How about that? A big boy touchdown for the Texas State Bobcats and that big win over the Rice Owls. And Texas State finishes this year, the first season under head coach GJ Kinne, Texas born and bred. And not only do they go to a bowl game, the Bobcats, that's their first ever bowl game in program history and their first bowl game win up at the First Responders Bowl on the campus of SMU. And by the way, at SMU, it was reported on the Texas State side of Ford Stadium, they were out of beer before the end of the first half. Bobcat fans know a thing or two about hydrating well, and they're jumping on board of the GJ Kinne train that is Bobcat football. Be sure to like and subscribe for our YouTube page, every social media site that you can find, the Twitter X, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, IG. Follow us, subscribe, like, and we appreciate you, and happy holidays as well. And we got to give love to our sponsors here, Honest Plumbing and Air, where a handshake still means something, and Shoal Creek Saloon. Got a little confused right there. They are your unofficial home away from the basketball arena and the UT football stadium. Watch every UT basketball game at Shoal Creek Saloon. They are the home for those games as well. And so back to the topic at hand. Texas State won their first bowl game ever in program history. But that path to that bowl game and bowl game victory actually began in 2012 when Texas State made the leap to FBS, Football Bowl Subdivision, from FCS. They had a decent stand at the FCS level, not a lot of championships, but it all began with Dennis Francione in his second stint as the Bobcats head coach, and there were a few head coaches along the way. And then they hired GJ Kinne, and in his first year, unbelievable, if you think about it, they had 50 transfers from the transfer portal, and that's up there of one of the top 3 in the country of the most transfers at the FBS level. And that's the name of the game now, 50 transfer portal transfers, and that all results in a First Responders Bowl win over in-state program Rice, 45-21. Ismail Mahdi, All-American running back, one of the best running backs in the country, clearly because he was named All-American. Just a really good season, a season which included a win over Baylor, and that was huge for GJ Kinne early on, getting that win and getting the momentum for the season that they had. When you think about the history, Texas State left the Southland Conference. They had the foresight. They were like, we've got to get to the FBS level as they made the name change from Southwest Texas to Texas State. They did that. It took a while. There was a lot of mediocrity. Dennis Franchione, I think he had an 8-win season. I think. I'm trying to remember correctly, but they did not win or did not earn a bowl victory. But it's been a long time coming. It has been a long time coming, but it makes me curious to know. And for all Texas State alums, Southwest Texas alum, I know we're all the same, but where does this win rank in program history? So here we go. In 1981 and 1982, Jim Wacker, back-to-back Division II national champions. And that was right when they built Bobcat Stadium, which was really a beautiful stadium for a program that size. Division II, and they were so close to winning back-to-back D2 national championships. I think they got beat in the second round by the eventual national champion that year in 1983. And then you go to the bottom, 2005, under David Bailiff, who is a special assistant to GJ Kinne, back on the campus in San Marcos. David Bailiff, a huge building block of the foundation of Texas State. He was a Bobcat football player and then was the head coach in 2005 when they made it all the way to the Final Four of 1AA/football championship subdivision. Final Four, semifinalists. That was a great year because they were selling out games. They were on national television. And it just proves to show you that people do get excited about Bobcat football in San Marcos. So I'm going to ask you, and you can go to the social media sites, Facebook, for stories inside the man cave. I really want to know, where do you rank this First Responders Bowl victory in program history? It's their biggest win postseason since they've been an FBS member. I mean, that's the only postseason appearance they made. Where does this rank? One other thing that, is really cool about this GJ Kinne story. He was at Canton, coached by his father, Canton High School, just southeast of Dallas. And when his father took an assistant's job at on the Baylor staff, he played for Jeff Traylor, transferred to Gilmer High School. And, of course, he signed out of Gilmer to play for Texas and ended up transferring to Tulsa. And then he had a decent football career in the NFL, the Eagles. But what's really cool about this season, if you really think about it, it's amazing how things work, very small world, is the fact that GJ Kinne and Jeff Traylor both not only led their teams to bowl wins, it's their first bowl victories in those two programs' history. Jeff Traylor, highly successful head coach at UT San Antonio, or UTSA as they like to be called. And then GJ Kinne, his former player in high school / quarterback, also first bowl victory in his first year. So pretty cool. I-35 rivals. There was a little bit of criticism for the Texas State fans who made the trip to Dallas for storming the field at Ford Stadium. Rightfully so. I mean, they had to give them some excitement. They ran out of beer on their side of Ford Stadium. Clearly, they were not prepared at SMU to host this game. I think there were about 26,000 fans, but absolutely a big-time moment in Texas State football history. Hey, happy holidays. Have yourselves an excellent week. Excellent. Have an excellent evening, whatever time you're watching this. And when in doubt, always know it's always best to talk about it.